Alexa, stop. Finding Neverland. So Finding Neverland tells the story of Jane Barrie, a writer who writes Peter Pan. Now, Peter Pan is obviously an inspiring children's story that went on to a musical, that went on to a movie, that went into a pantomime. It was inspired by everything. And this is the story of how Jane Barrie found Peter Pan. Johnny Depp plays Jane Barrie, who's fantastic at this role. He's absolutely brilliant. Like, you can so tell that his accent is spot on. His chemistry with the children is great. The story tells of Jane Barrie, who writes plays, and his plays are not liked. They're boring, they're depressing, they hate them. Okay, he hates writing them. He doesn't see the point of them. But Frohman encourages him to do it because of money. Frohman is one of his best mates who runs the theatre that performs Jane Barrie's plays. Now, he's very bored of being an aristocrat. Now, this is during a time, in the Victorian times, when aristocrats were very posh, high society people, and you had to act in a certain way, and if you didn't, it was called undignified. And when it means by undignified, it means basically if it's not right, it's wrong. Children pretending, playing games, running around, climbing trees, it was not normal, and it was undignified during that. It was ridiculous. But it's how they wanted it, and if you didn't do something that was undignified, then it would be wrong. And you'd have rumours about it and people would judge you for it. And he hated doing this. He was sick and tired of going to the same posh parties, going to the same places, talking in a civil manner, watching a cricket in a civil way. He hated it. He wanted to be different. And because he was different, he wasn't liked for it. People were like, okay, people are talking, Barrie, about how you've been acting. And you see, during his time as aristocrat, he finds a widow who's lost her husband and has 4 children. Michael, John, Arthur and Peter. Now, basically, Peter is a very special boy in this film. During his time with the family, he starts to have a good time with them. He starts to bond with Peter's mother, Mrs. Mora, and he starts to bond with her, and that is what starts to help him create his stories. Now, Peter is a very special boy. I can't tell you why, but he is very important to Jane Barrie's life because he has a mission with this boy that he needs to accomplish. Because ever since his father died, Peter's been different. And basically, it's how he starts to form Peter Pan from spending time with people and the difficulties that he faces when trying to create the story of Peter Pan. This is absolutely beautiful and brilliant, enchanting and moving. It's fantastic. Johnny Depp plays Jane Barrie. It's fantastic. His chemistry with the children is great. What I love about Johnny Depp in this is not just his acting, but the way that he bounces off the other actors, especially with Kate Winslet. Their chemistry and acting in this is amazing, especially their communication. You can see it's on point, and the best thing about this movie is it's supposed to be slow. The slow pace works within the film. And it's supposed to be at this slow pace because it's a true story. It's a beautiful story. You follow along with it. In fact, when you watch it, you get lost in it. And there are some moments where it will tug on your heartstrings and you'll feel upset watching it. But there is some beauty and enchantment about the film as well. Kate Winslet is absolutely fantastic as well. A great actress, and she's brilliant as the mother of these children. She's a struggling mother trying to raise 4 children of her own with an interfering high-class madam grandmother who was a madam in this, and a madam was a very posh sort of high-class woman. And when you had someone like that in the family, you had to act in a certain way, or again, it would be disrespectful and undignified. And that's what it was all about, being undignified in this time. And she's struggling, basically. But Kate Winslet's acting is fantastic. How she bonds with the children, how she bonds with, of course, Johnny Depp. Dustin Hoffman plays Frohman in this, Charles Frohman. He is the director and he's the director and the owner of the theatre where Jane Barrie does his plays. He's all about money. He's making money and he's losing it. And when Jane Barrie turns around to him, it's very funny because he's very sarcastic. There's one point in the film where he'll turn around and go, right, 25 seats, orphan children. Right, this is where my career falls and dies because of you. Great. Let's have a good night. And it's all sarcastic and it's brilliant because he's this really high class producer and he's been told by Jane Barrie he wants to put on a play with pirates, fairies and people that fly. Back then you're like, what have you lost your mind, man? And that's what they used to think back then. But it's a great journey. It's a fantastic film. It's moving. The story's brilliant. The direction is great. The cast is fantastic. Finding Neverland is a beautiful family film that you can just sit down together and enjoy. It's lovely. So for all those reasons, I'm going to give Finding Neverland 5 stars. So, Find Neverland, have you guys seen this yet? What did you think about it? Please let me in the comment section just below this video. This is the final week that I will be asking for recommendations you have. This is a special request review from my friend Carter, who asked me to review Find Neverland, so thank you for that. Any more requests you have until Friday, you have up till Friday, because guess what? We're all happy about this. The cinemas open on Friday. I will be back in my normal reviewing channel, back with the special effects, back with the editing and all the things that you've missed, including trailers as well. I honestly cannot wait for Friday to walk back in the cinema, because it's going to be one of those things where for so long you've been away from the cinema for so many months, you can just go back, and I've missed it. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe in this week. If you are going to cinema on Friday, have a great time, and I will see you in my next review.